habit of giving up easily, and he was not about to start just yet. He vowed to not rest until the Lurg shaman was slain. And through many a trial, his knowledge has grown.
Welcome to the Kromlech Deep Dive. My name is Pavel Makal. I'm the PR manager at Perun Creative, and today I will introduce you to various gameplay elements of Kromlech in greater detail. Kromlech is an action-adventure RPG set in a dark, low-fantasy world influenced by Celtic mythology and aesthetics. The game also has rogue-lite elements, but more about them later. Here you can see our hero Kromlech walking towards the village of Letrek, the first of many settlements you will encounter on your journey. The world is fully handcrafted, there is no procedural generation, and we also used a lot of our own photogrammetry assets, such as flowers and other elements. The size of Kromlech is inspired by old-school RPGs such as Gothic. We didn't want to make a huge but mostly empty open world. Instead, every nook and cranny has its meaning, and curious exploration is rewarded. Our game map is also very vertical. There is a lot of deep caverns and crags, but also high mountains with beautiful vistas. Meet Paladix, the village druid. You can trade various resources with him, but he can also help you craft all kinds of brews to help you on your journey. Now, let's take a look at our gear system. This is just a small taste of many armor pieces you will be able to acquire during the game. You can mix and match to your heart's content, and every piece of equipment can also be upgraded with special inscriptions. Since the game world is pretty dangerous, it would be wise to go out with a weapon. In Kromlech you will battle your enemies with various swords, axes, maces or clubs. You can even dual wield them or use them with a shield. Okay, now our hero looks like something straight out of a horror movie. Let's put on something more fitting for a Celtic warrior and head out of the village. Even though Kromlech is a fantasy game at its heart, the environment, houses and civilian clothes were researched and consulted with historians to portray life in Celtic settlements in Central Europe some 600 years before Christ. Now, let's talk a bit about our combat system. Kromlech enters a small camp inhabited by a group of basic enemies we call bandit scum. As you can see, they don't have any meaningful armor and they can be disposed of pretty easily using just simple fast attacks called small strikes. Good riddance. But this is going to be a bit more challenging. This creature is called a Lurg. He is pretty strong, but this particular specimen is also heavily armored. As you can see, small strikes don't cause any damage aside from filling his stagger bar and also your so-called heat bar. This is the moment our very own combat system comes into place. We call it RTL, short for right, torso, left. You see, the heavy attacks or big strikes can be aimed in the desired direction, so you can hit enemies' weak points or attempt to destroy a piece of armor and make a new weak point. Armor placement on enemies is randomized, so you need to observe them and choose the best approach. Keep in mind that if you destroy a piece of armor on an enemy, you won't be able to loot it later. One of the cool features of our combat system is that some enemy attacks are based on their equipped armor. For example, if the Lurg has a pauldron, he might perform a very nasty shoulder charge. So even if you found a weak spot already, it might be a good idea to destroy his pauldron so he loses that ability. After sustaining a lot of damage, the Lurg starts to be more defensive, but don't worry, you can still break his guard and take him out. Combat in Kromlech is tactical, challenging, and ultimately rewarding. Now it's time to introduce you to our core gameplay loop. As I mentioned in the beginning, Kromlech has rogue-lite elements. The story takes place in a 30-day cycle. One day can be as long as you want and you end it either by going to sleep or by dying. Resting is important as it replenishes your endurance meter. You use endurance for healing, fast traveling, and some smaller activities such as opening chests without lockpicks. When your endurance drops, you get debuffs, pushing you to start another day. But beware, time is your most precious resource, as new day might bring a brand new challenge. Introducing our crisis system, the crucial part of Kromlech experience. Each couple of days, a new crisis might emerge in the world. Crisis is a major event that can shape the future of the realm. In this particular scenario, a band of exiles come into the area and they start causing trouble. You have 3 days to solve this crisis, and if you don't, there is going to be consequences, as you can see on the right side of this screen. A good way to deal with the crisis is to start completing quests that are connected to it. This way you earn crisis points and you mitigate the possible consequences. One thing to note is that we don't exactly tell you how many crisis points will each quest give you. We believe players are smart, so we want you to read the quest description and think about what is requested of you. In this particular quest, you are asked to kill 2 bandit leaders. Well, that will probably make a big impact, right? If you were, let's say, asked to bring 5 chicken breasts to Granny what's her name, you'd probably guess it won't help that much. But don't worry, we don't have those kinds of quests in Kromlech. The consequences you don't deal with become world scars, and they will be active for the rest of the current cycle, making the world subsequently more difficult. Bear in mind that you have limited time to deal with the crisis, so losing a day by dying or having to rest too early because you used up all your endurance for healing is not viable. Some players might find additional challenge in a world cursed with multiple world scars. Others will probably rather restart the cycle and try again. The good news is we have a lot of crises and quests available, and they also have multiple solutions and approaches, so each and every new run is an opportunity to experience something new and try a different way. One thing that should help you in your future endeavors is our RPG system. In its center lie the epithets, heroic names you gain for your heroic deeds. Let's say you find a stone tablet speaking about some ancient hero who managed to kill a monster with his bare hands. You might want to try it as well, and if you are successful, you might gain an epithet. You can have up to 7 of them equipped, but you need renown for them to be active. Renown is a special resource that can be gained, for example, by completing quests, but you can also lose it for dying or failing some other way. You strive to be as renowned as possible, because high renown means more epithets active, which in turn makes you a mighty hero. Losing renown will hurt you, because you will feel it immediately by also losing various bonuses. Other parts of our RPG system are various skill trees, combat techniques, and also war paints you can combine for powerful bonuses. If you unlock them, they carry over to next playthrough. There is a lot more to share with you. The world of Gwern is packed with secrets, dungeons, rifts, gods and demons, and most importantly, adventures. We can't wait to show you more. Until next time, take care. Hello and welcome. My name is Pavel Makal. I'm a PR and community manager at Perun Creative, and today I'd like to introduce you to our upcoming game, Kromlech. Kromlech is an action-adventure RPG set in a gritty, low-fantasy world inspired by Celtic mythology and old-school sword and sorcery vibes. You play as Kromlech, an adventurer in the dangerous kingdom of Perun, where most beings outmatch you. Whether you become a hero is entirely up to you. The game is structured into a 30-day cycle, each day counting, each decision costly. If you die, you lose the day, and time is your most precious resource. At the heart of gameplay lies the crisis system, major events that threaten the realm. Ignoring them has lasting consequences called world scars. Fail to stop raiders and they might torch villages or grow stronger. Let several crises slip and the difficulty will eat you alive. So, what is a crisis? It's not a mere quest, rather it's a complex web of events and relationships that brings new opportunities and massively influences the region where it takes place. It can even change the geography, open new paths or close the old ones. And not all outcomes are immediate, they can come to haunt you later when you least expect it. A good example is the Bandit Crisis. A band of marauders starts to terrorize the region, but it seems they are gathering resources to escape up north because of some evil lurking underground. You have quite a lot of options to deal with this, including siding with the bandits, manipulating another gang into conflict with them, or asking gods or maybe demons for help. The choice is yours, and so are the consequences. The world is fully handcrafted, scenic, deadly, and alive. From dungeons and villages to towering cliffs and cursed ruins, there's always something to discover, or someone to kill. At Perun Creative, we love classic RPGs like Gothic, and Kromlech is the kind of game we've always wanted to play. We can't wait to share it with you. Until next time, take care.
I will tell you a story. A story about a hero born in the darkest of times. With great deeds, the legend grew. And not even death could sow a seed of fear in his heart. Even as the world descended into darkness and chaos, the mere mention of his name brought hope. Hope that he was chosen by the gods. The greatest foe of all. Born not of this world. Where do we begin?
Ugh.